Hello, everyone. This is BH Talks, talking loud, saying everything to enlighten, inspire, and empower you. Let me begin this commentary with a question. Do you mean to tell me that people are bullying their way into the United States? Somebody needs to explain this to me. And do you mean to tell me that while descendants of slaves or African Americans, however you want to refer to us as, have been living here all these years and we have been begging for what is due us? Reparations, that is, and it is falling on deaf ears. But yet there are people who believe that they could come here and demand what they want. And they're demanding it from the President of these United States. I'm just curious as to what would happen if a large group of us met at one location and took a journey to the White House and demanded our reparations. Then when they tell us to turn around, we start throwing rocks and pushing the White House gates down. But we all know what would happen if that was to occur. We'll probably be looking at times that occurred back in the 50s and 60s when black people attempted to gain our rights or to ask for it. What this caravan has done is to show the world that descendants of slaves, our lives just don't count. These people who are pushing their way over here are specifically coming to wipe black America out. Let's be real now, because if you take an assessment of what is going on with us right now as to why we don't have housing, why we're homeless, I should say, or why we don't have decent housing, why a lot of us are unemployed, and others are. And when you think about it, you ask, how did this happen? You know why it happened and how it happened. Descendants of slaves have to recognize that President Donald Trump has given other groups a message that he will not tolerate these people dictating the rules of this country, because that's exactly what they're doing. And at the same time, Donald Trump is actually opening doors for descendants of slaves who have been here all of our lives. So try to understand, where's this coming from? That people who have not been here could come and say, we want work, we want a better life, a better life, I should say. I mean, okay, we want a better life. Descendants of slaves have been trying to get a better life, and we're already here. We're citizens of these United States. So I would say this, wait your turn, please. When we're all straighten out, then maybe if there's availabilities for you, you can come and apply to be a part of this country. To the illegal immigrants and those who are trying to invade the United States, the 14th Amendment does not apply to you. It applied to the black folks or the descendants of slaves who already resided here and who were former slaves. So the children who were born of these enslaved people were deemed citizens of the United States. The amendment did not include other people or people who want to come here. And remember, we didn't want to come here. We were forced here. But here are people who want to come here and demanding what they want, when we, as descendants of slaves, have not been straightened out yet. So what are we supposed to do? We're supposed to stand back and look and let you take our resources that our ancestors died for? What little we did gain. But there's so much more for us to gain. There's so many things that are due us as citizens of these United States. And I'm trying to understand, people don't get this? And I'm talking about people who are already here and for those who are trying to get here. But I'm not going to go all into that, because then I'll be speaking about all types of things that relate to descendants of slaves. But going back to my message to Black America, we know that these folks are allowed to push their way in this country. Or should I say, if we allow these people to push their way into this country, that'll be the ball game for descendants of slaves. The presence of those who are already here have been the very cause as to why we are at the financial status that we are, not to mention the homelessness and unemployment that I've previously mentioned. It caught us all by surprise. I remember the days in New York City that whenever I would walk along the streets, I would see nothing but black men who held the construction-related jobs. Then suddenly, one day, they were all gone. Then quickly, not slowly, there were people all over the place who were not us. After being pushed out, it got to a point where the descendants of slaves barely seen any of us. And that was a funny feeling, because I would ask, hey, where's everybody? Believe it or not, I did. Anyway, it's time for us to reclaim what was taken away from us, and by who. I believe it's time for us as citizens of these United States to demand our reparations before there won't be any to get. And so I end here. This is BEH Talks, talking loud, saying everything to enlighten, inspire, and empower you. Please subscribe to this channel, share this video, or should I say commentary, with your friends and subscribers. Follow me at BEH Talks 2 on Facebook. And as always, comment on what I just said. Thank you.